Bowl Bakers, you will be glad to know that 10-minute desserts are possible. A lot of you have tried my 10-minute tiramisu and given it a 5-star rating on my website. So I thought, why not throw another one into the mix and let's make a 10-minute berry tiramisu, full of seasonal berries and perfect for summertime. Now the recipe, as always, can be found on biggerbolderbaking.com, and if you make it, rate it and also submit a photo so everyone else can see. Okay, let's get started in a saucepan. Add in some water and sugar. And then just turn up the heat to a medium and just let it simmer until the sugar dissolves. So once it comes to a simmer, knock it off the heat and we're going to add in our berries. So here are some raspberries, gorgeous color, fantastic flavor for this time of year. The only thing I love more than raspberries are blueberries. So in you go. And then last but not least, some strawberries. Now all we're going to do is just let that sit, let the flavors kind of marinate and the juices come out of the berries. We don't want to cook it, we just want to poach them very slightly to get out that flavor. So leave that to hang out and we're going to get started on our mascarpone cream. So in this nice large bowl, I'm going to pour in some heavy whipping cream. Now you need a cream that's going to whip up well, some sugar and some vanilla extract. So here I have my electric mixer and I'm going to whip this up until it forms soft peaks. Now the reason that this is a 10-minute recipe is because it's not the traditional kind of tiramisu mousse. It doesn't have eggs and all that stuff in it. It's a little bit faster, but it does have all of the lovely components of a tiramisu, so you're not missing out on anything. And then also, if you are vegetarian and don't eat eggs, this is the perfect recipe for you. So around 2 or 3 minutes later, you have softly whipped cream. Now our next ingredient is very important in tiramisu and it is mascarpone. This is a key ingredient. Now if you don't have mascarpone, you can always leave it out and maybe use cream cheese instead, but you can't replace it with ricotta because that's something a little bit different. Now all you want to do is go back in with your mixer and then just whip this up again until it's really lovely and thick. So one of the reasons this is such a great dessert for this time of year is that berries are in season, and when they're in season they're cheaper and they've got better flavor, so it's a really great time to make something like this. So that is our quick and easy mascarpone mousse, for want of a better word. So I'm going to set this over to the side and now we're going to bring back in our berries. Now here I have a bowl lined with a strainer, and what I'm going to do is just remove the liquid from the berries. Now this is going to be the liquid that we dip our ladyfingers in. It tastes really lovely. It has all the flavor from the fruit. Perfect. I'm going to put my fruit in a separate bowl and then bring in all my components for a tiramisu. So now into our fruit syrup, if you want to give it a little bit of a lift because it doesn't have a coffee like the normal tiramisu, I like to put in some creme de cassis. Now this is a blackcurrant liqueur, but feel free to leave it out. It is totally optional. Okay, that's it. I have my cream, I've got my fruit, I've got my liquid right here, and then most importantly, ladyfingers. Now the last tiramisu I made, one of the biggest questions was, I don't have ladyfingers. Here's the great thing. I have put a recipe for this on my website. They are super easy to make, so if you can't buy them in a store, you can make them easily at home. And I have my homemade ones that I'm going to use today. So now in my opinion, the secret to a perfect tiramisu is something that is not too wet. So all you want to do is take your ladyfingers, just give them a quick dunk in and out, and then you're done, and then lay them into your dish. Now I have a dish here that's 8 by 8 and it's a perfect size for a family. So just lay them into the bottom of your dish. Don't feel tempted to leave them in there to soak them up. They soak up so fast that you just want to give them a dunk. In you go. And then just lay them in the bottom of your dish until you have a nice layer. Our next layer is some generous spoonfuls of our berries. So just around half of your fruit, scatter it over the top. You want a nice thick layer of this. And then our next lovely layer is our mascarpone cream. Now, same deal, just half of this and spread it over the fruit. As you can see, this is a really fast dessert to make. Now we're going to start the same layer over again. So ladyfingers, dunky dunky, beautiful. More fruit. You can use up all of the fruit now because this is our last layer. Into the corners, all around. And then lastly, the rest of your mascarpone cream. Beautiful. I just have the perfect amount of mascarpone cream for the top. So now just to send this over the edge, I'm going to top it off with a few strawberries and blueberries, just so people can get an idea of what's on the inside. And then I'm going to scatter over some toasted slivered almonds. It'll give nice texture to this, and also that nuttiness will be nice with the fruit. And then of course a generous dusting of powdered sugar, because everything looks better with powdered sugar on it. It's like a little kiss of sugar. Fantastic. So now what you want to do is let this chill out in the fridge for a couple of hours, maybe 3 to 4 hours, and let it set and all those flavors marry together. Then it'll be ready to scoop. So it's been a few hours and our tiramisu is ready to enjoy. So with a serving spoon, I'm going to take a nice big scoop. Look at all those gorgeous layers that we created and the color. I don't like to make this too far in advance because otherwise it might get a little bit wet. So a few hours before you're ready to serve and it's perfect. Oh my gosh, that's delicious. Oh my gosh, that's so delicious. I love tiramisu, but this is a whole other type of tiramisu. It's got such great flavor. Season is perfect for berries and all this lovely fruit. This is without a doubt going to be a family favorite. Perfect dessert for summertime, picnicking, out at the beach, just eating al fresco. Everybody is going to love it. Now remember, if you make it, rate it on biggerbolderbaking.com. I would love to know what you think of this recipe. Thanks for watching and I'll see you back here really soon for more Bigger Bolder Baking.